What is up, Sportskeeda, YouTube, and KLIQPOD Nation? As always, thank you for joining me, your boy JG, back with another things we learned from tonight's Tuesday Night Smackdown Live. With that being said, real quick, I want to give a shout out to all you guys out there tuning in. Thank you so much. You guys have made this such an exciting experience, made this move honestly very smooth since we moved over to Sportskeeda as well as still doing YouTube. So thank you guys so much. And with that, let's go ahead and hop into the things that we learned last night on SmackDown. Very first thing we learned last night on SmackDown is Paige had a secret meeting with the board of directors about Joe's actions from the previous week going to the AJ Styles residence. They had decided he should be fired, but before she had went through that with that decision, she actually reached out to our man, your WWE champion, AJ Styles, to see how he felt about the situation, and we find out AJ wants to play judge, juror, and executioner this Saturday at the Super Show in Melbourne when he takes on Samoa Joe. So last night, the show kicks off with Paige coming out, discussing last week's actions, how she was talking to the board of directors, and how they all came to the agreement that Joe should be fired. But before she followed through with this, she went ahead and reached out to AJ Styles. And AJ Styles says he wanted to hand down the punishment himself. And then we get a small quick video from AJ Styles himself, just explaining the reasons he won't be at SmackDown, that he needs to stay home with his family right now because they need him. But not only that, that little Annie is still having nightmares about Joe, and she's waking up in the middle of the night screaming out Joe. So his focus, at least until the Super Show, which is this Saturday at 5 a.m., that's my time, Mountain Time, so I figured that'd be 7 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Central, 4 a.m. Pacific. He's done. AJ's not playing any more games with Joe. So this just leads and adds so much more to suspense to what's going to happen. And then AJ finishes his video last night by saying he will bury Joe alive. So it got me thinking, could we see a burial in this match? Or why didn't we get Paige making this a buried alive match? Or could it be a surprise stipulation when we get there? But all I know at this time is AJ is fired up, ready, and I don't know who's going to win yet. The prediction video will be out tomorrow, so you and everybody else will know by tomorrow. But as of now, I'm still sticking with Joe in this rivalry, walking away your new WWE champion. The next thing we learned from Tuesday Night SmackDown is Zelina Vega is not ready for Carmella. So we get an intergender match with R-Truth. Pardon me, guys. I'm a little congested right now, so I apologize if my voice sounds different or I'm pausing a little bit longer than normal. But last night, we get an intergender match. Carmella and R-Truth versus Zelina Vega and Cien Almas. The match itself wasn't too bad, but the result of this match is we have Zelina Vega tapping to Carmella. So, what does this say going forward for Zelina Vega? But not only that, does this match right here at least get Carmella back into the title talk? But what we learned last night is, at least for last night, Zelina was not ready for Carmella. The next thing we learned on last night's Tuesday Night SmackDown is the bar doesn't care about pancakes, the New Day, or Mr. Booty's Worth. So last night we get a segment from the New Day and Mr. Booty's Worth. And the New Day is going to tell Big E's family recipe for the pancakes. But Big E and the rest of the New Day decide to admit that it's Mr. Booty'sworth who makes all the pancakes for every arena. And you can thank him for the deliciousness that's delivered. And as he comes over and they're trying to give him the spotlight and allow him to inform us the ingredients of the New Day's pancakes, the bar comes out and interjects themselves and has something to say about the situation. And when they get to the ring, they absolutely destroy the New Day. The only one left standing is Mr. Booty's-worth. Originally, Sheamus goes over and, through what I could tell, reading expressions, things like that, they're trying to calm Mr. Booty's-worth down. Tell him, just let him know, hey, you're not going to be hurting this. But at that exact moment, Cesaro and Sheamus decide to pour the pancake batter into Mr. Booty's-worth's hat. Proceed to put it on top of his head. And then while he has his back turned to Cesaro and he's looking at Sheamus pissed off, Cesaro hits him from behind with the rest of the pancake batter down his back and shirt. Absolutely disrespectful to Mr. Booty's-worth, and I hope the New Day will not stand for this because we cannot have this. This is Mr. Booty's-worth, a treasured commodity in the New Day spectrum of life. So, hopefully, the New Day will get some type of revenge for Mr. Booty's-worth. Because if you feel like me and the rest of the crowd in the audience last night, you were not happy by the bar's actions and the way they treated that amazing man making those amazing pancakes for everyone, trying to spread the love. The next thing we learned on last night's Tuesday Night Smackdown is Randy Orton will do anything to prove how sadistic he is. So earlier in the night, we get Ty Dillinger approaching Paige. And Ty explains to Paige that he doesn't explain, he demands a match with Randy Orton tonight. Paige even tries to distract him a little bit by saying, hey man, you have a no DQ victory over Shinsuke. You can pursue this. And Ty tells her, no, Shinsuke is for later. I want Randy now. With that being said, sometimes we want the things that are the most bad for us. And this is one of those situations. So Ty Dillinger gets what he asked for. He gets a match against Randy Orton. And I have to say, Ty came out on fire. Before the bell even rang, Ty was already attacking Randy Orton, trying to show him who's going to be the dominant one. And he wasn't playing any more games because he's pissed about what Randy Orton did to him during the Shinsuke match. But Randy gets the upper hand in this match. And from there on, the sadistic side of Orton comes out. We end up outside of the ring, over by one of the turnbuckles. Randy Orton takes Ty Dillinger's hand, and the piece that connects the turnbuckle to the post, that long metal rod that's got the opening in the middle of it. Randy Orton takes Ty Dillinger's hand, puts it in between there, and proceeds to yank, pull, wrench, tug, slam his finger in there, possibly destroying Ty Dillinger's finger. Once again proving he does not care. He will go to any level to prove how sadistic he is and to lay and destroy all his opponents. And Paige even reminds us, what happened to Jeff Hardy? Has anybody seen him since Hell in a Cell? So once again, Randy Orton just proves how sadistic he is and why he is one of the best heels in all of pro wrestling at this current moment and throughout history. God, that dude is so good. But at the same time, man, that is multiple cringe-worthy moments I have had since he has went back to heel Orton. I don't know how many more I could take without throwing up. I thought the ear spot was bad, and then last night, seeing his hand inside there, I started getting queasy. So Ooh. Ooh. I won't be messing with the Viper anytime soon, and I hope you won't either, man. And if you catch this dude in the gym, just leave him alone. Because you don't want those problems, man. I don't want him. You don't want him. Neither should the world. The next thing we learned on last night's Tuesday Night Smackdown, guys, is that Lana wants Aiden English. So last night we get Rusev and Lana coming down to the ring. Rusev grabs the microphone. He demands for Aiden English to come out and tell him what is he talking about when it comes to Milwaukee. Aiden comes out, gives a little back history on the story of Milwaukee. While he's doing this, Lana proceeds to tell him, look, baby, he's just prolonging. He doesn't have anything. This kicks Aiden into another gear. Aiden finishes up with his history lesson on Milwaukee, but not only that, he shows us a video of him sitting there warming up his New Day entrance. Or sorry, his Rusev Day entrance. Lana proceeds to walk in, tells him, Aiden, I have something I need to tell you. I want you. Tape ends. Aiden explains, I wish I could show you everything else that's on that tape, but I can't yet. This leads to Rusev being irate and pissed off. Can you blame the man? Your wife just told another man that she wants him. How would you feel? But we get no resolution to this last night. This only builds to the enticement that we're going to see move forward. But for my honest opinion, I want to know what's on the second half of that video. Right idea. Till then, we shouldn't we shouldn't judge or rush to speculation. But as of this moment, as far as we know, Lana wants Aiden. The next thing we learned on last night's SmackDown Live is actually, I think, the most interesting thing from the whole week. Shelton Benjamin gets the upset of the week over Daniel Bryan with a little assist from The Miz. So last night, earlier in the evening, we find out that Shelton Benjamin actually put a tweet online looking for competition, saying he just wants more competition, as he should. He is one of the best talents there is, athletic-wise, in the WWE. When it comes to his persona and his personality, I kind of think those are dull and fall flat. But as far as his in-ring ability and the things he can do, I think this man is absolutely amazing. But The Miz walks into Shelton Benjamin's locker room and proceeds to let him know that, hey, after we seen your tweet today, I went to Paige and I made sure you could have this match versus the GOAT Boy tonight. So we get a match. Shelton Benjamin versus Daniel Bryan with The Miz on commentary. The match itself, I enjoyed it. There were a few sloppy parts. That's to be expected from a guy who, man, we barely ever see wrestle anymore, it feels. And I'm referring to Shelton Benjamin. I mean, heck, last time I think we seen him was like 2 months ago, somewhere around that time. But towards the end of the match, Miz has just had enough while he's sitting on commentary, so he gets up on the ring apron for a momentary distraction, but receives an elbow from Daniel Bryan for his troubles. Using that, Shelton Benjamin capitalizes, gets the 1-2-3, and walks away victorious against Daniel Bryan. So that's a huge win for Shelton Benjamin. Hopefully, this pushes him into some title contention. I'm not saying for the WWE Championship, but I would like to see him in some kind of a United States run. Possibly with a matchup against Shinsuke Nakamura. To be honest, and just thinking of it off the top of my head, and the same way I felt while watching on Raw, that I feel he should go against Shinsuke, and I think they would have an absolutely great storyline. But the problem here is they're both heels. So, but hopefully we don't have to wait another 2 months to see the upset of the week, Shelton Benjamin, wrestle again, guys. So congratulations to Shelton Benjamin on the big win. And hopefully this is continuing to play those mind games, because let's not forget, at the Super Showdown, it's Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Winner gets a shot at the WWE Championship. And I will tell you first right here, and my prediction will be the same on the prediction show tomorrow. Your winner in that match will be The Miz. Mark my words. The next thing we learned from last night's Tuesday Night Smackdown is Asuka is finally returning to the form of the woman that we've seen come to the main roster from NXT. And not the woman that we've seen since she lost to Carmella. I'll go with the first time. So last night we get a match. Sorry guys. We get Asuka versus Peyton Royce of the Iconics. Naomi in Asuka's corner, Billie Kay in Peyton Royce's corner. The match itself was not bad at all. But I have to say, I thought Asuka looked extremely dominant in this match. And I think this new tag team of the Empress and the Glow, absolutely loving it. And I really hope this transpires to something a lot more in the future, with both these women possibly having a title reign in the near future. But more than ever, Asuka. Because I will tell you now, when Becky Williams walks away victorious at the Super Showdown, and Asuka continues this role, I would love for this to build up to a Becky Lynch and Asuka build-up. That would be phenomenal. But for now, Asuka has to worry about the Iconics, and Becky has a lot bigger fish to fry. And with that being said, brings us to our final thing we learned on Tuesday Night Smackdown, and what a perfect way to wrap it in. Charlotte Flair has had enough of Becky Lynch's crap, and now she will play Becky Lynch's game. So last night, our show, Tuesday Night Smackdown, ends with Becky Lynch in the ring talking about her matchup against Charlotte Flair at the Super Showdown in Melbourne, Australia, this Saturday morning, which I will actually be watching live. Not only that, as soon as it's done, we will be one of the first ones to put out the review out there for you guys. We will do what we learned as well as a detailed review of the show. But while doing this, honestly, I really enjoyed this segment, man. Becky Lynch unveils a poster and says this should be the poster for the Super Show. And it's her standing victorious over Charlotte Flair holding the Women's Championship. Absolutely love it. But at this point, Charlotte had had enough. We hear the music hit, and instead of that woman we see every week walking to the ring like there's no real purpose, we see a fire lit in Charlotte Flair as she runs down to the ring, plays no more games, and absolutely destroys Becky Lynch and leaves Becky Lynch against the ropes, looking at Charlotte almost with tears in her eyes, making her, for the first time since she has won this championship, question, is she truly going to be victorious against Charlotte Flair on Saturday? And for me, God, was this a sight to see. I had been waiting for this from Charlotte Flair. I need this from Charlotte. Get rid of the nonsense. When you come out on Saturday, Charlotte, I know you're going to be robed to the attire. I know everybody wants to see your entrance. But you know what I say? You should only have one focus, and that's the Women's WWE Championship. But not only that, don't play the games. Run to the ring. Bring that same intensity and fire that you brought that you brought on Monday Night Raw. And use that and possibly regain the championship you lost. But I have to say, as far as seeing this match, I am so beyond excited, and they have done so great with everything they have been given, both these women. This is literally Becky and Charlotte's time to leave memories, but not only that, to make something so historic, so great, that we have to see it again in Evolution. But with that being said, guys, thanks for sitting through the video with me. Once again, I apologize about the congestion, not feeling too well. That's why I actually didn't do the review right after SmackDown. Waited until this next morning to see if I could speak any better, which we're a little bit better, so not a bad thing. But not only that, guys, really hope you guys are enjoying the content we're bringing you. Very fun to have the gameplay back. Not only that, please go check us out on YouTube as well, the KLIQPOD. We have Madden gameplay, the WWE videos, but there's a lot more content to come in the near future. But with all that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. But as always, please take names, kick ass, and peace.